Second, by using comparator and comparable. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Tech Bytes. In the last video we saw how to sort a list with primitive data types. In this video, we'll see how to sort a list when the list contains object data types. So let's say we have a class employee with three properties ID, name and salary, and we have a list which holds employee objects. So there are six objects E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, and E6. So here in this case, in each object, we have all the three properties ID, name, and salary. Now, say we want to sort the list with respect to ID of the employee object. So how can we do that? So in this case, we cannot use collection.sort. It cannot do that because this is not primitive data type. Right. So to achieve this, Java has provided two interfaces, comparator and comparable. We need to implement that. Let's see it by example. Here I have taken one class, employee, which has three properties, ID, name, and salary. Also, I have a constructor which takes three arguments, ID, name, and salary, so that we can create objects with three parameters, ID, name, and salary. All right. Then I have a class sort by ID, and first I'm taking a empty list, employee list, and in the next statement I'm creating all the employee objects with three parameters and adding those objects to employee list. All right. Then I can sort the employee list by employee list.string sorted, and I can pass a comparator object. Okay, so how can I create a comparator object? Simply by implementing a comparator interface. Here I am creating employee by ID implements comparator. All right. When we are implementing comparator, we must override the compare method. So this is the overridden method. This method takes two arguments, two employee objects O1 and O2, and it returns the difference of the ID o1.id minus o2.id. This portion of the code sort the list in memory. Then we are collecting by collect collectors.toList to employee list. All right. Then in the last line, I'm printing the employee list with a lambda function employee.stream.for each, then the lambda function which points out to ID, name, and salary properties. All right, so now let's run the program and see the output. Here you go. You see the ID column in sorted order. To have the list in reverse order, you can do o2.id minus o1.id. All right, so this is how we can sort it by ID. Now, if you want to sort the list by salary or name, class would be like very similar. You add those objects in the list. The class could be like this, employee by name implements comparator. All right. Then you return here o1.name compared to o2.name. Since name is a string, so we use compared to. All right. And if it is by salary, then o1.salary minus o2.salary. All right. This is very similar to sort by ID. Another way of sorting is by using comparable interface. Let's see by one example. Employee class. It implements the comparable interface of employee. So in that case, we must override the compare to method and where we are returning the difference of the ID value. Implementing comparable interface ensures that the object should follow natural ordering. What does it mean by natural ordering? Natural ordering means we did not to use any external object like comparator object in the sorted method. All right, we can just sort the list naturally, right? So here I am displaying all the elements of the list. Let's run the program and see the output. Here you go. This is in sorted form. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one.